92 Pro FM. It's Barbi Jo hanging out with Julia G from Funny Girl. And a little birdie told me that New England is home. So welcome home.
Thank you very much. It's really honestly surreal to get to open the show here and have so many people that I love being able to come out. It's very special.
That's so cool. You're from Holden, Massachusetts.
Yes, correct.
Awesome. It's funny. I looked you up and I said, ooh, do we have any mutual friends in common? And in typical
Uh-huh.
New England fashion, we do have a few mutual friends.
Okay.
And they're all in the dance realm. And we can talk about that off camera.
Okay, amazing.
Providence has so much history. It has so much charm, has so many great restaurants. Are you really enjoying as you gear up to launch the tour at the Providence Performing Arts Center, your stay in Providence?
Yeah, I mean, I just got in last night actually, so it's been like a little bit of a whirlwind, but so far I got coffee at an amazing coffee shop this morning. I heard from a few people who got in earlier than me yesterday that the restaurants are all amazing, so I can't wait to try them all out.
Yeah, it's a small city, but we got big food.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, if you want any recommendations, you just let me know.
Oh, I would love some. So maybe off camera we can do that also.
So, obviously, Funny Girl. It's this old school Broadway musical for me,
Yeah.
and it has so many great traditions. For those that don't know, Barbara Streisand, tell us about Fanny Brice and what the storyline is.
So it's actually a really cool story for me personally, obviously, because I am a performer and it's kind of centered around performers. But it's basically the story of this girl who was born and raised in Brooklyn in New York. She was always kind of told she would never make it because she wasn't like the conventional beauty for the time. Like she wasn't as tall and, you know, glamorous as the other showgirls. But slowly but surely her rise to fame happens naturally just because of her like insane talents. And it's honestly a really great show. It has heartbreak, it has comedy. Yeah, it's been really cool also because again, it is about performing and we're all performers. So it's kind of a nice little juxtaposition there.
I know you just got in yesterday. Were you able to go to PPAC yet?
I actually walked by it this morning, not yesterday, but I mean, I've been there before because I grew up here and I used to do dance competitions there, but it's like literally my favorite theater. It's so gorgeous. And what they did on the outside with like the little marquee is so beautiful also. So I'm very cool.
Oh, again, it's so majestic, it's so magical and
Yeah.
charming. How are you going to feel opening night getting up on that stage that you performed at in the past, growing up as a dancer?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Just like being able to call this my profession now, as opposed to like the dreams that I had about making it my profession when I was back there at PPAC. Yeah, it's just gonna be a really, really cool experience. I'm so excited. I always cry on opening nights on stage, so hopefully it won't be that noticeable, but
Just make sure you
definitely
wear clear mascara. You don't have
exactly.
mascara all over your face. You're a part of the ensemble in this cast. It's a big ensemble. And I think that's what makes a musical so special when the entire ensemble is on stage together. Is
Yeah.
there a certain number? Is there a certain scene that you're really excited for the audience to see in this?
Yeah, there's actually two. So one of them is a scene, it's like a big party scene on Henry Street, which is the street that Fanny grew up on in Brooklyn. That one's so fun. It's like literally a party on stage, and that has all the ensemble and all of the principals in it as well. So it's super exciting to have the whole company. We like kind of feed off of each other's energies. We get to ad lib a little bit. So there's like shouting and laughing, which is always fun. And then there's a really, really challenging tap number that I'm really excited for everyone to see. I'm like proud that I can even do it. But it's in the second act called Rat Tat Tat. And that also has the full ensemble company in it, plus Fanny. So I'm really excited for everyone to see that one.
Now, growing up, was tap your thing, or was it more like jazz, hip hop, ballet, lyrical?
I would say growing up, I was pretty versatile in my training. I was like blessed to go to a great studio that had, you know, all different types of teachers coming in. So I learned tap at a really young age, and I kind of stuck with it through high school. And then once I got to college, I only took it for like one semester and then kind of put it on the back burner. So it's really, really cool. This is like a pretty tap heavy show. It's like
Right.
really, really cool for me to be able to perform in this style just because I hadn't done it in like a couple years. But it's a nice, very challenging refresher for me on my
Well,
tap
I
skills.
I make mention of the tap because I was on your Instagram account and I saw some of your choreography and your dance numbers, and I'm like, this girl is a baddie. And what I mean
Oh,
by that
thank
is
you.
I appreciate the attitude, the drama of your style of dance, the choreography. I grew up a dancer my whole life. I mean,
Yeah.
almost like you're going to get thrown out of ballet class, but your technique is amazing. So
Oh, thank
I feel
you.
like sometimes people shine more or less when they do hip hop and ballet as opposed to tap. Like I always
Right.
lacked in tap, which is why I made mention of it.
No, yeah, it's definitely like a totally different style, but I feel like growing up as a tap dancer honestly helped me in all my other styles because it teaches you great musicality, rhythm. The coordination is obviously like so challenging. So yeah, I'm really grateful that I had that as part of like my base training growing up.
Okay, the vaudeville fashion, the costume
Uh-huh.
changes. How many costume changes do you have?
Ooh, I haven't counted. I think probably like 8 or 9 if I could ballpark it.
Wow.
But I mean, Susan Hilferty is like our costume designer and she's so epic. And these costumes are like honestly the most gorgeous things that I've ever put on my body. I'm like nervous that I'm gonna like do something to them. So I'm trying to be really careful. But yeah, it's crazy. That's like one of my favorite parts of the show, to be honest. Like they're
Yeah, I feel like Funny Girl is all about the showbiz and the glitz.
exactly.
And I am so excited to see all of the fashions, all the glamour that's brought to the stage, the set, the scene, everything.
Yeah, yeah. It's everything is so beautiful. We're actually looking at the set for the first time today, so I'm really excited to see how it comes
Oh
out.
my, it's going to be one of those pinch me moments.
Yeah, exactly. Always.
Did you see the revival on Broadway with Leah Michelle?
I haven't seen it with Leah Michelle, but I saw it with her standby, Julie Benko, who is like equally as amazing. But yeah, we have like minor little changes, and our set is completely custom to our show, which is also really cool. They really wanted to make it not like a cookie cutter of the Broadway show, so that audiences can see like a different take on it around the country.
Yeah.
And they also personalize like the choreography and the staging to each individual person in the cast, which has also been amazing because it's not like they're just like slapping the choreography on us that they already came up with. They like really took the time to get to know us and make sure we're all showcased to our best in the show. So it's great.
If you could choreograph any number in this musical, which one
Uh-huh.
would you want?
Ooh, there's a number where we're in like the most glamorous, sparkly costumes. We're supposed to be brides and we have these like crazy diamond headdresses on. That's probably the one I would want to choreograph, even though it's probably difficult to choreograph it because you can't move your head that much. I just love the glamour of it all. So that would be
Okay.
super
Well, no wardrobe malfunctions, all right?
right, perfect. We'll fingers crossed on that one.
What's the last Broadway musical you went out and saw yourself?
It actually was Funny Girl. I did just see Funny Girl. And then most recently I did see Wicked as well because I have a couple friends in that show. So I mean that's like a totally different vibe from what we're doing, but I feel like they're both equally as like iconic and classic.
When did you find out you were a part of the ensemble? What was the audition process like?
So I auditioned, I believe my first audition was around February or March for this. And I actually auditioned for the Broadway company. They were looking for like an immediate replacement. And then I got called in like a month later for the tour. And we had one day of dancing. We did tap and jazz. And then I believe they made a cut. And then we had to stay and sing and read some lines. And then they had a final callback probably like 2 or 3 weeks after that, and it was the same kind of deal. We did a jazz and a tap combination and then we sang and read lines again. And then I found out not too much later after that, like probably like 3 weeks. So I've known about this for probably like 2.5 to 3 months before actually starting the rehearsals, which was
Yep.
also very exciting time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're going to launch the national tour September 9th over at PPAC. Are you ready for some grueling rehearsals now?
Oh, I'm ready. The tech schedule is pretty intense. We just got like a little taste of it in our emails last night, but Tech is always my favorite part. Like you can really, really see the show coming together. And I feel like we've all put in enough hard work and time in the rehearsal studio to feel super ready for this part of it. And again, it's like the first time you're doing everything in costume with the set and the lighting and the sound, and everything sounds different over the microphones as well. So yeah, it's just a really exciting time.
Yeah, the way that I would envision it is like Broadway boot camp.
Yeah, no, seriously, it is.
Where are you right now? You don't have to exactly say. Are you obviously staying more in a homey, like Airbnb type style place? Because it looks like we're just like chilling in your bedroom.
Right, it does. I'm actually in a hotel room.
Oh, it looks so
yeah,
homey.
it's very big. I was like super pleasantly surprised when I got in last night. I was like, wow, there's tons of space. And yeah, like, you know, as you can see the gorgeous picture frames in the back.
Yeah, I like the
Definitely.
decor. Quite fashionable over
Yeah,
there.
definitely homey energy in here. So I'm excited to stay here.
Well, Julia G, she is launching the national tour of Funny Girl over at the Providence Performing Arts Center. I mean, if nobody has their tickets yet, why should they go out and buy their tickets?
It's just something you've never seen come to Providence before. It is a classic show. There's so many famous songs in it. That's what I was most excited about it. Like Don't Rain on My Parade. People is another
Yes.
one. Yeah, it's just iconic in my opinion. And to see our new lead, Fanny Bryce, her name's Katarina McCrimmon. She's like literally so insanely talented. I cannot wait for the world to see her. So yeah, you gotta come get your tickets. You gotta see all these crazy costumes and amazing dance numbers and all that good stuff.
Again, this is old school Broadway. I feel like there's so many memorable hit songs, as you already mentioned.
Mhm.
And the rest of the season at PPAC, as we move forward, we're very excited for the season to open with Funny Girl. We
Yeah.
have Frozen coming, we have Moulin Rouge. I can't remember some of the others right now, but I
Huh?
feel like this one is quintessential Broadway and everybody needs to see it.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement, honestly. It's very like golden age, classical music. It's just kind of like the epitome of what old Broadway was. And I feel like as much as the new shows are equally as exciting and interesting because they're new, I think it's also a really, really great thing to be able to go back and visit the classics, especially if it hasn't been done on Broadway in a while. You're not able to make it to New York City. Coming to see this show in like a city near you, especially something like Providence, is just going to be like a little taste of what old Broadway was like, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, it's you're introducing it to a whole new generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes this generation you'll mention Babs. Who's Babs? Barbara Streisand. And people are
Right.
like,
Come
I don't know
on.
who that is.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, Funny Girl. It was her first role, her first musical. She won
Yeah.
an Oscar for it. Get with it.
Yeah.
You're
She's
educating the new generation.
perfect. I love to do that. That's my dream.
Julia, you are an absolute delight. And I think you
Oh,
are a
thank
funny
you.
girl. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
thank you. I
Go
try.
and see Funny Girl September 9th through the 16th when the national tour opens at PPAC. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was amazing.